All right, Trig homework day 1 starts off with evaluating operations with absolute values. Keep in mind that an absolute value is the distance from 0 on the number line, so that the absolute value of 3 is saying how many places is 3 from 0 on the number line? Well, it's 3 places. And if I say what's the absolute value of negative 3, it's the same kind of thing. How many places is negative 3 from 0 on the number line? It's 3 places. Because absolute value is talking about a distance, our values are always going to become positive or 0 if it happens to be 0. So when we evaluate operations with absolute value, we want to evaluate so there's only one number inside the absolute value. It's not like parentheses that you can get rid of. You have to get it down to one number first and then evaluate the expression that's in the absolute value. So in this case, I would start here with the absolute value of 4 minus 15. I'm just doing the 4 minus 15. Inside the absolute value, 4 minus 15 is negative 11. So I have the absolute value of negative 11 minus the absolute value of negative 11. Again, you can't do minus a negative. You actually have to do the absolute value part. So the next step I'm going to do is evaluate my absolute values. The absolute value of negative 11 is 11. The absolute value of that negative 11 is also 11. And so my problem becomes 11 minus 11. And 11 minus 11 is 0. And so my answer for the first one there is 0. So if I'm doing the second one here, the absolute value of 4 minus 7 minus the absolute value of 10, again, I would start here and do inside the absolute value first. 4 minus 7 is negative 3. Then I would evaluate my absolute values. The absolute value of negative 3 is 3. The absolute value of 10 is 10. My problem now is what is 3 minus 10? 3 minus 10 is negative 7. And I got to move the board here for the third one. Evaluate the following. Now this one you'll notice has the extra absolute value on the outside, so we know our final answer is going to end up being positive. But if I go through my steps, inside my absolute value here, 1 minus 14 would be negative 13. Inside my absolute value there, 7 minus 3 is 4. So now I have the absolute value of negative 13 minus the absolute value of 4. Doing these absolute values on the inside. The absolute value of negative 13 is 13. The absolute value of 4 is 4. So now I have the absolute value of 13 minus 4. 13 minus 4 is going to be 9. And so the question is, what is the absolute value of 9? Well, my answer is going to be 9.